Scrappy Peeps, Suzanna here today to share with you a layout I created in conjunction with a tutorial that is over on the SpiegelMom Scraps blog. So this is the layout that I created, and I made some shaker banners that you'll see up on the top left there, and they're sitting on the top of my mat. I then used two products from the SpiegelMom Scraps store. This is the Goldilocks Shimmerings, and I used the packaging technique to leave a really subtle gold layer on the background white piece of paper of this layout. I literally just sprayed the gold shimmerings or Goldilocks shimmerings on the packaging and then kind of smushed it into the background of the page. The school colors that my son graduated from middle school are red and black, and for a little bit of pizzazz I used the gold. So there I've got the ruby spritz shimmers mist, and I am using that to add a touch of red to the background. I also, as you could see, use the gold to add some too. So I wanted a little bit of extra bling to the layout, and so I took some gold textures paste, and it's actually not textures paste. If I had that from Shimmers I would have used it, but I didn't have it, so I just used some other gold modeling paste that I had and a stencil from Studio Calico to add some extra gold embellishment to this layout, and I wanted it more than just in that center section there. I knew how the layout was going to be structured and formatted, so I built my paste or added my paste around there. So this is where if you are interested in how I made those banners, head on over to the SpiegelMom Scraps YouTube channel, and I will link you up in the comments as to how I made those shakers that are going to go at the top of the layout here. So the shakers that I made over on the other YouTube channel, I just ran through my Xyron sticker maker, and it put a lovely clear sticker layer behind for me so that you could still shake around the page and see that fun celebratory sort of confetti that's contained on the page. So if you want to know how to do that, all of the information is over on the SpiegelMom Scraps page, the link to the cut files as well as the sequence that I used in particular. And so it took a while to rub all three of them out to make sure that they stuck nicely, but that's what I'm doing here, is just... Oh, and because I wanted to get the alignment of the caps correct, I actually stuck each cap down on the center there, and that helped me get the alignment of the two side shaker banners that I used. So I put a shaker banner and then the cut file and the top of the cap and then the bottom of the cap. And I used two sequence mixes here. I used Black Tie Event, which is the black and white, which is new release from this month, from June. And then I took out I wanted some more gold elements and took out the gold discs and the teeny tiny gold stars from Sunny Smiles. I used this cut file again from the Silhouette store with some really super shiny gold paper from American Crafts, and I'm just using my Scotch glue to adhere that down because it's a really fine file. I'm not sure why. Oh, I hadn't actually stuck that down. That was just the sticky from the cutting mat. I used a brand new mat because this was a really thick cardstock, and I wanted to make sure that it cut cleanly because this gold cardstock is not cheap. So there's the picture that I want to use of my son, and what you can't see in this picture currently is that he's wearing a teeny tiny clip-on graduation hat. It wasn't a true graduation ceremony, it was more a rise ceremony, and so they didn't have caps and gowns, and so I had bought these little clip-ons as a bit of a joke. So there I am, just cutting some craft foam for the back of the layout. I am going to end up covering a lot of that gold textures paste, but it's okay because I didn't really want a lot of it. I just wanted that little bit poking out from behind. And I have some pattern paper with stars on it that's just black and white for a little added pizzazz from Bella Boulevard. Didn't let my layout dry, the modeling paste, and so when I was cutting it, the paper actually ended up in the modeling paste and smearing a little bit of it, but that's okay. And I wanted some red behind the picture just for a little added red color because there really isn't that much red in there. And so I was trying to figure out how I was going to get a little bit of additional red on there. Just stick that down over the wet adhesive, and I use my tweezers because the way that I had placed the picture, that tassel hanging down off the red cap was going to go too low. So I have these old Prima bling things, and I couldn't find some red that I liked, but I love the way that those black arrows pointing into the picture draw your eye into the focus of the story there. So I stuck those there. And you can, and I use that red piece that I had cut off as a ruler to just line up those two chevron bling things, as I call them, in order to make sure that they are symmetrically moving across the page. I have a few other embellishments that I've collected. This is a gold pack of things, and I want a few other goodies to just bling up this page a little bit. And so I dig through my gold labels, gold stickers that I've got all in this little container here, and I find some stars from Teresa Collins and a couple of little enamel dots. Those are the stars from Teresa Collins. And they go nicely with those little clusters of modeling paste that I have put on the embossing paste that I've got on the layout from Studio Calico. Just rifling through to see what other goodies. Yeah, you can have a better view there of what I do. So there are a couple of things that I actually do end up doing off camera. I add a few extra, I think, red enamel dots from, I think they were my mind's eye. They were just random enamel dots that I found, and I did go in with the gold letters again from Teresa Collins, and I put in SPMS, which stands for Short Pump Middle School, where he graduated from, and then I put in the year 2017, and you'll see those better in the close-ups that are coming up soon. I pulled out a lot of things and tried a lot of things, but really I ended up not using any of it other than those gold stars, really. Because it was all just a little too busy, and I really wanted to keep the focus on the shaker banner because I thought that was a really fun element, and on the picture. I wanted to put 2017 in because that's the year that he graduated, but then I didn't want to cover the numbers. The numbers covered that flourish, and I really liked that flourish. So you can see I'm moving around a lot of things, and I do end up putting some of these word stickers on from Simple Stories, and I put Life is Good underneath that star on the left-hand side of the page there, and I put in the journey and memories up the top, and they're just little words that sort of enhance or supplement the story. Some more Teresa Collins goodies. Most of that box of goodies there that I've pulled from the left is Teresa Collins stuff or things that have sparkly gold in them. So in a minute, I am going to wrap up this layout. I do shuffle through a couple of other things, and I pull out these black puffy hearts here, or they're actually stickers from the Carpe Diem collection from Simple Stories. And then what I told you that I missed is the red enamel dots. But that is going to be it after I shuffle through some things and decide that that's not what I like. You will have some close-ups to follow, and again, if you're interested in learning how to make that shaker banner, head on over to the SpiegelMom Scraps YouTube channel and you can learn how to make that shaker banner there. Oh, I do show you how I use the red enamel dots, I believe. coming up. So head on over to the SpiegelMom Scraps YouTube channel and I'll show you how to make those shaker banners so that you can put a little more fun on your own page, and or it could be fun for an interactive card. If you don't subscribe, I'd love to have you join me. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Thanks for popping in today. Take care.